Okay, you know that feeling. Like when you're putting in the work, the effort, but it's like you're just not getting anywhere.
Yeah,
Like success is this, I don't know, constantly moving target you just can't seem to hit.
definitely. I think we've all been there.
Well, in this deep dive, we're talking all about how to change our thinking to change that outcome. You ready?
I am, and I think a good place to start is with this idea of the growth mindset.
Okay.
It's not just like a trendy saying, it's like a real tool,
Yeah.
Based on a lot of research, it can totally change how we see challenges and how we deal with them.
So it's more than just like positive self-talk, right?
Yeah, it's way more than that.
Can you break it down for us? Like what is a growth mindset exactly?
It's basically about believing that your abilities aren't just dot fixed,
Right.
that you can actually like develop your talents through hard work and learning new things.
Okay.
It's also about seeing those inevitable setbacks, not as failures, but as like stepping stones to get better.
I like that. Stepping stones.
Yeah.
The source actually uses this really great story about these two
Oh
people.
yeah, Sam and Alex.
Yeah, Sam and Alex. They start with the same potential, but end up in totally different places because of their mindsets.
Right.
What makes their journeys so different?
Well, Sam has what we call a fixed mindset. So he's convinced talent is just something you're either born with or you're not.
Hmm.
And when things get rough, he gives up easily, avoids risks because he doesn't want to prove himself wrong.
So he's kind of trapping himself in this cycle of, I can't.
Yeah, exactly. He's stuck.
Yeah.
But Alex, on the other hand, she's got that growth mindset.
Okay, so how does she approach things?
She embraces challenges,
Mm-hmm.
loves learning from the process, even if it means messing up along the way.
She sees the stumbles as opportunities.
Yeah, and she ends up exceeding Sam, not because she's more gifted, but because of how she approached things.
It's amazing. It's like our mindset really can make or break us.
Absolutely.
And this isn't just some theory, right? There's real research behind this.
Oh, yeah. Psychologist Carol Dweck is like the pioneer here. She found that people with growth mindsets believe that their abilities can be developed.
Okay.
Like they'll say, I can get better with practice, or mistakes help me learn. It's not about fearing failure. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities.
So powerful. So what stands out to you as the biggest difference between like the fixed mindset and the growth mindset?
I think it's how they respond to challenges. Someone with a fixed mindset will avoid them because they're afraid to confirm their limitations. They'll say, I'm just not a math person. I could
Yeah.
never run a marathon, things like that.
So somebody with a growth mindset, they see those same challenges and think,
I can get better at math with practice and maybe some help, or I can train for a marathon, even if it means starting small.
it's about the journey.
Yeah, that willingness to embrace the journey even when it gets tough.
So thinking about your own experiences, which mindset resonates more with you?
Yeah.
Are you Team Sam or Team Alex?
It's not always black and white.
Yeah.
I think we all have moments of both fixed and growth mindset. But recognizing those patterns,
Yeah.
that's the first step towards, shifting to a more growth-oriented approach.
Okay, so growth mindset, believing in our ability to learn and evolve. And it's not about being perfect, it's about embracing the journey. But why does all this matter? What's the real impact?
Well, it's not just about feeling good about ourselves. A growth mindset can actually change our lives.
Really?
Yeah, it can help us rewire how we see failure, boost our confidence, and build resilience.
Okay, let's unpack that, starting with failure. The source calls reframing our relationship with failure the ultimate life hack.
Yeah, it is. And it's not about avoiding failure.
Right.
It's about seeing it as a necessary step in the process.
Interesting.
Like think about Oprah, Elon Musk, Serena Williams. They all faced huge obstacles,
Oh, I'm sure they did.
but they used them to their advantage.
Mm.
They refused to let those setbacks define them. Think about Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, right?
Yeet!
Did you know he got cut from his high school basketball team?
Oh, wow, no, seriously.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Well, he could have easily given up, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't. He used that experience to fuel his determination and work ethic,
And that led him to,
becoming a legend.
that's pretty incredible. So failure becomes a motivator, not a roadblock.
Exactly. Makes you wonder how many amazing things we don't do because we let fear hold us back.
Wow.
That's the power of a growth mindset, right?
Well,
It lets us see possibilities where others see limitations. It's about believing in our ability to learn and adapt and overcome.
I love that. Okay, so we've got Michael Jordan, Oprah, Elon Musk, these huge figures who turn their setbacks into wins. But how does this reframing failure thing work for the rest of us?
Yeah, I mean, not everyone wants to be an MBA star or run a space program, right?
Right.
But it's about, like, changing your perspective.
Yeah.
Like, instead of seeing a mistake as proof that you're not good at something, you ask yourself, what can I learn from this?
Yeah.
It nets a setback into, like, valuable information. Let's say you're learning a new language,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And you totally bomb a conversation.
Yeah. Been there.
With a fixed mindset, you'd probably think, see, I'm terrible at this. I should just give up.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
But with a growth mindset, you'd look at the situation and maybe realize, okay, I need to work on my vocabulary, or I need to practice speaking with a native speaker.
Right.
The failure becomes an opportunity to improve.
So like turning the negative self-talk into a problem-solving session.
Exactly.
Okay, that didn't go to plan, but what can I do differently?
Yeah. And that actually leads us to the second big benefit of a growth mindset:
Okay, what's that?
confidence. When you believe you can grow and learn, those mistakes become way less scary.
Right.
You're more willing to try new things, step outside your comfort zone because you're not worried about messing up.
Yeah, you're not so worried about looking silly because even if you don't get it right away,
You'll learn something from it.
you learn something.
Exactly. And then that leads to the third benefit the source talks about:
Okay, I'm sensing a pattern here. What is it?
resilience. You know how life throws curveballs at all of us?
All the time.
A growth mindset helps you bounce back from those tough times.
Hmm.
It's about seeing obstacles not as failures, but as chances to learn, adapt, and come back stronger.
So like if our listener is feeling stuck in that rut we were talking about, maybe it's time to channel their inner Alex.
Right.
Approach it with that curiosity, that willingness to learn.
Yeah, because instead of fearing failure, they can embrace the learning process. Instead of avoiding challenges, they can see them as opportunities. That's the heart of a growth mindset.
So inspiring, but it also feels a little daunting. Like, okay, how do I actually do this? How do I go from, fixed mindset to this whole growth mindset thing?
Well, luckily, the source gives us 5 pretty concrete steps to get there.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready to get it practical?
Give me the roadmap.
Okay, step 1, embrace challenges.
Okay.
So instead of feeling defeated when things get tough,
Mm,
you got to remind yourself those challenges are actually how you grow.
I see.
So those tough things, they're opportunities to stretch and learn.
So change that, ugh, this is hard feeling to this is a chance to get better feeling.
Exactly.
Okay, what's next?
Step 2 is reframe failure.
Right, we were talking about that before.
So instead of that, I'm not good at this thinking,
Yeah,
you ask yourself, what can I learn from this?
got it.
You're basically taking those missteps as feedback, not as, proof that you're not good enough.
Ah, love that. Okay, we've embraced the challenges. We've reframed failure. What's number 3?
Step 3 is celebrate effort, not just results.
Okay.
Recognize the value of persistence. Celebrate the small wins along the way. It's like enjoying the journey and not just the destination.
I like that. It's so easy to focus on the end goal that we forget about all the hard work we're doing to get there. Those little wins deserve some attention, too.
They do. All right, step 4.
Hit me.
This one's about who you surround yourself with.
Okay.
Take a look at your social circle. Are the people you spend time with, are they inspiring you?
Interesting.
Are they pushing you to learn and grow? Are they supportive, even when you mess up?
It's like that saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Exactly. If you're hanging around negativity and self-doubt, it's going to be so much harder to stay in that growth mindset.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You really got to look for people who challenge you to be your best self, who celebrate your wins and help you when you're struggling.
Okay, last step. What is it?
This one's all about reflection.
Hmm.
Take some time every day, even just a few minutes, to think about your experiences.
Okay.
What could you do better? What are you proud of? Maybe you journal or meditate or just sit quietly for a few minutes and think about your day.
It's like that self-awareness piece.
Yeah.
It's so easy to just go, go, go and not take a minute to actually process what's happening.
It is. But those 5 steps, they're like a practical guide for anyone who wants to start living with a growth mindset. It doesn't happen overnight, but if you keep taking those steps,
Yeah.
it'll become more and more natural to approach everything with a growth mindset.
Those 5 steps are great. Like, they're not just, here's the idea, it's here's how to actually do it,
Yeah, sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the theory and not the actual doing.
Exactly.
But even with the best plan, adopting a growth mindset, it's a journey, not like a one-time thing.
Oh, absolutely. It's not like you flip a switch and suddenly you're, all growth mindset all the time.
Right. We're all going to have those moments where we slip back into those old ways of thinking.
Yeah.
Where that I can't or I'm not good enough thought pops up.
Those thoughts are so sneaky.
They are. It's like they're on autopilot.
But I guess the key is to, notice them when they happen and then kind of gently guide yourself back to that growth mindset.
Exactly. It's like any skill, the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes.
Yeah.
The more we use those 5 steps, the easier it'll be to face challenges with a growth mindset.
It's like we're training our brains to think differently.
Yeah, you're creating new thought pathways. So it's not about never messing up. It's about knowing how to get back on track when you do.
I like that.
And the source really emphasizes this. It's not about being perfect.
Right.
It's about believing you can always learn and grow. It's about embracing the process of becoming your best self.
Yeah.
And that process is going to have bumps in the road, setbacks, mistakes. It's all part of learning.
And everyone's journey is going to be different, right?
Oh, for sure.
What works for me might not work for you, and that's totally fine.
Exactly. It's all about finding what works best for you.
Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's surrounding yourself with the right people.
Try things out.
You got to find your own formula for growth.
Yeah.
And the important thing is, we don't need to figure everything out right away.
Right.
Even just that first small step, it can set you on the right path.
Maybe it's looking at a tough project as a chance to learn something new.
Yeah.
Or seeing a personal setback as an opportunity to build some resilience. The key is to just start somewhere.
So for everyone listening, think about this. What's one thing in your life where you can use the growth mindset today?
What's one little shift you can make to get yourself on that path of growth?
Write it down.
Tell someone who inspires you.
Every journey starts with that first step.
And that step is all yours.